They ain't know what the data. They ain't know what the data.
Ever feel like aerobic workouts are boring and redundant? Well, the G1S Plus can add fun to your exercise workout. The G1S Plus allows you to be active, get in shape, and be entertained at the same time. The 360-degree rotating 24-inch screen allows you to ride with a scenic view, listen to music, and watch YouTube videos. The G1S Plus gets your body into shape, is convenient, entertaining, and keeps you healthy. Click the link below for the promo. So I'm like, you know what? Let me highlight Nikki Haley. She has not dropped out of the Republican presidential candidate race. She is running for presidency as a Republican. She lost in Iowa. She came in second. And she came in second in New Hampshire to Donald Trump. Donald Trump is dominating the Republican candidates for presidency. And there are rumors or there are, groans for Donald Trump to pick Nikki Haley as VP, which would not be a good idea. I used to like her. And I stopped liking her when I started watching the debates. She's a warmonger. Yeah, she is. I am going to play a clip, to back me up. Adele, Jamaica, New York. Yes, honey, we got to talk about New York, but just in a sec. So she went on the Breakfast Club. And mind you, also, Nikki Haley, she doesn't go on regular podcasts. She doesn't come to people. She definitely won't come to no one like me. But even people who have way more subscribers than I do, probably let's say 500,000, she only goes on mainstream media. And that's like a no. No, like who are you? She only do mainstream. Vivek, he was doing podcasts like on my level, mid-size, large. He did every piece of media out there. She only wanted to stick to mainstream. The Breakfast Club is part of mainstream. We all know they don't really have a good track record with the right questions to ask these political candidates. They just made Just Hilarious the female co-host. She's a new addition to the show. And they used to have Teslin on there. I haven't seen her on there in a while. She was their political analyst. I don't know what happened with that. They should have kept her there. But anyway, these were the clips are legitimate questions that they asked her, but her answers were pretty stupid. So let's play it.
Why did you vote for him twice? If you feel this way about Trump, why did you feel that you had to vote for him twice?
The reason I voted for him the first time was it was clear that our country needed a self-correction. Trump was good at breaking things. We needed to break some things. We needed to rattle the cages. And then, the second time I voted for him is I didn't want Biden. I saw that Biden was Obama 2.0. And I didn't want to take that chance of where he was going to take us. I knew they wanted to get back in the Iran deal. I knew that they weren't serious about closing the border. I knew that the wasteful spending that we had seen was going to happen. And so I voted for Trump thinking that he was going to do more of the same. But the reality is now, chaos follows Donald Trump. Everywhere he goes, chaos follows him. And we can't be a country in disarray and a world on fire and go through 4 more years of chaos. We won't survive it. There will be a first female president. It's either going to be Kamala Harris or it's going to be me. And it should send a chill up everyone's spine thinking about the fact that it would be Kamala Harris.
Well, she dissed Kamala. She dissed Kamala Harris. She threw some shade there, but I can't blame her. I do agree. It should frighten us all if Kamala Harris becomes president. However, you know what frightens me more than Kamala Harris becoming president? You, Nikki Haley. Yes, you frighten me more. I hate to say it, but I would rather have 6 months of Kamala Harris.
Why did you vote?
And 4 years of you. I don't even want you as VP. And this is the second clip to where, she calls Donald Trump toxic. So on the one hand, you voted for the man twice, but now that you're running for presidency, you know, you want to list all of the negatives about him.
It's politics, for the good and the bad.
He's made it chaotic. He's made it self-absorbed. He's made people dislike and judge each other. He's left that a president should have moral clarity and know the difference between right or wrong. And he's just toxic. I mean, I think a lot of the things he broke needed to be broken, but he doesn't know how to fix things again. And it's not okay to just break. You've got to fix it and make it better.
Okay, so now she's contradicting herself because you said he broke what needed to be broken, but he does not know how to fix things again. What? Did he fix it the first time and you're just assuming that he does not know how to fix it again? There are going to be more things that Donald Trump, when he is elected president, that he's going to have to break and rebuild. And I do have to give Donald Trump credit that he did break a lot of things and started to rebuild it. But you can't do but so much in 4 years. And mind you, COVID hit and that was number one priority, right? So if COVID never happened and it would have been a smooth election, he would have got reelected. On the second term, everything that he was organizing to execute, to rebuild and execute would have happened in that second term. So the first term, you break everything down. The second term is when you rebuild. This is the last clip. When she talks about Obama and race.
Kamala, I want to ask why you said if Kamala was president, why it would send chills down your spine.
Sure. So a couple of things. I think with Obama, that was, if you go back, that's when we really started to feel the division. That's when it was.
A lot of that was because of white supremacists.
Well, no, I think it was everything. Everything was exaggerated with the Obama administration. It became more about gender. It became more about race. It became more about separating Americans instead of bringing them together.
That was because of right-wing media, though. Well, they were scared to death of a black president.
Look, I don't think everybody is at fault. I'm not saying that one person did this, but I'm saying under that administration, it really did cause some. People felt like they were being put in camps through that administration. The second thing is, I saw he was very much an Iranian sympathizer. He very much kept wanting to support and do things with Iran. I think that's incredibly dangerous. This is a culture that says death to America, and you have to always be careful. A lot of spending happened on his watch that started us down that spiral. And then Obama did a lot of things by executive order. And that really started he did a lot by executive order. Then Trump came in and reversed it all by executive order. Then Biden went and reversed it all there. You've got to do it the hard way. You got to get Congress to come together and do those things because that makes it permanent. So what that did is that created leaders from around the world saw you just wait out a president. But more than that, people got used to just quick fixes instead of coming together and doing the hard work. So it was more about what do we need to do to move us forward in a way that we're lifting up everybody, not a select few. That's when I started to see it. Kamala, it's from an experience standpoint.
Okay, so Kamala Harris doesn't have the experience, but Nikki Haley, neither do you. Now, Kamala Harris is VP. You were governor and you were UN. Kamala Harris comes from San Francisco. What was she? State attorney general or whatever. However, both of y'all are idiots. Both of y'all do not qualify to be vice president nor president, and it has nothing to do with your gender. And why are you blaming Obama for the divide in America? When that man ran for president, when he won the election, what we saw was the racism with certain individuals that still exists, right? So we're not talking about systemic racism. We're talking about people who had a problem seeing a black man as president in a position of power. But you want to blame that on Obama. Now, I will give her credit as far as the executive orders. Yes, you should utilize Congress because that is going to make it law, right? Because presidencies could draw up executive orders, and then the next one could come and tear it down, and it's like a ping pong. However, with Congress, it is official. So I do agree with her on that aspect, but she always throws the blame on somebody else when it comes to race, because she is such a big denier about racism or race. And Rick in the comment section, he mentioned that, there were no questions about policy. Now, this is not the whole interview. These are clips. I would not sit through a whole segment of The Breakfast Club because they are not intelligent enough to sit down, write down the right questions to ask these politicians or people who are running for office. However, just highlighting some of, because they always ask about race, just highlighting some of her rhetoric when it comes to Trump, when it comes to race, it's just like, girl, we get it. You're running for presidency. You are hoping the tides turn and you get elected or maybe become VP, but nobody likes you, Nikki. Nobody likes you. And you are itching to go to war. And I want to just play this one last clip.
You're saying now's the time to hit Iran?
Now's the time to hit their leaders. It's different. Don't go and bomb the country.
What about their infrastructure?
The infrastructure in Iraq and Syria. You start with that first. You do the sanctions and you take out a couple of their leaders. That's the way you start.
In their country?
If they're in their country, or you do like Soleimani when they left the country. You figure out where they are. Our special operations can do that. And then you take them out. That will send a message. We've got to do this immediately.
You're saying now's the time.
Okay, why? And she did mention how, Obama wanted to be friends with Iran. No, it's called let's make a deal. It's called let's not go to war. Let's come up with solutions. Let's negotiate. She wants to go and bomb Syria so that you can get Iran upset or other countries so we could go to war. Who wants to go to war? So again, I don't trust her. She's crazy. She just want to press that button. It's one of those things where people are beyond being a control freak, and she's not leading with any type of logic. And to be president of the United States, or any president of any country, you need to have more logic and reasoning. And Trump, he went to North Korea. He met with China. I think he probably met with Iran. Whether he liked them or not, whether they can't agree or not, you negotiate. It's called the art of the deal. Let's make a deal. So, yeah.
Dana with the data. Dana with the data.